Yes, guys, welcome back to Kosi's Arsenal podcast. My name is Kosi, and of course, we are up again running with transfer rumors and transfer news around Arsenal. January is going to be very, very busy. A lot of transfer rumors, verified and unverified. I have a big story. I don't know whether it's a big story. I don't know how even to react to it. I don't know whether it is a true story or it is someone trying to pull off something for them, for themselves. But we're gonna discuss it in detail, quench it down, and see what could be the possibility that is a true story and what could be the possibility that it is not a true story. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. We are very, very close to 18k subscribers. That is very, very massive. Thank you so much, guys. It really means a lot, and I want to get the party started. We're going to look at a few transfer stories, but we're going to focus on Buendia, who has been reported as one of those players that Arsenal have agreed a price and personal terms with. I'll actually verify the bit of personal terms and discuss it tomorrow in the morning. But let us start with, why not just start with the fee? This guy on Twitter says Arsenal and Norwich have agreed a fee for the player, 14 million, rising up to 20 million, including add-ons. He will sign a contract until 2024. And he says, I must stress, Buendia hasn't signed officially for the club. He hasn't signed his official contract yet. And he's yet to do his medical. But in terms of personal terms, bonuses and free arrangements between the club, and fee arrangements between the clubs, that has all been arranged and agreed. So that is the story. It is almost, I think, by the time I'm recording this, it is 1 hour old. So when you watch it, probably it will be a little bit older. You shall either have seen it or disregarded it in any way. But look, I want to believe this story. I want to believe it's a true story, but it doesn't have roots. Yeah, it doesn't have roots. I've been looking at it. I've been trying to search everywhere whether there is anything that Arsenal is close to EMI Buendia or something like that, or negotiations, anything, and it seems no. But the situation with between Arsenal and EMI Buendia is quite is quite predictable. We want the player, know it, and we prepared a 15 million bid. That's all I remember. 15 to 18 million bids, which we took to Norwich, or which we were preparing to take Norwich, as far as I know. And Norwich was saying they wanted around 35 million. So reporting that we have agreed a fee between 14 to 20 million, it only makes me a little bit skeptical. But let us just fall back to the statements made by the Norwich manager today, just 9 hours ago. He said, Buendia is our player. He is going to stay. He is not going to be sold in the January transfer window. And of course, that is to the contrary, that we have agreed a price and everything with the player to take him to the Emirates Stadium. So we have two stories, and we do not know which one to believe. But of course, one comes from an authentic source, which is the manager. But we know managers say this. The clubs always say this. There is no way you're going to demoralize your squad, by telling them, it's true, your best player, your leader, is actually going away from in January to another club. And I think we have had all these tales being told. Lil have said that any club that's going to sell a player, but things are not yet official, have always made this statement. So I mean, him saying that the player is not going to move doesn't guarantee anything. He can either move or actually stay at the club. But this story is a little bit, I don't know. I don't want to misjudge, because you could actually misjudge the story, and then in 24 hours the player is doing his medical and so on. So let us watch it. Watch it very carefully. Do not believe it, and that's why I put a question mark. Do not believe it as yet, but do not write it off, because of course we know we want a creative player. And when you look at the region of players we're looking at, EMI Buendia for me looks like the most likely candidate. to move in. Buendia, Isco, and Brandit. Those look like, for me, the 3 players will be focusing on. Brandit, Doman are saying they don't wish to sell the player in January. Isco, there are a lot of clubs interested, including Sevilla, and the latest of news we heard was the player was interested more in a move to Sevilla. So again, we cannot put our eggs, in the Isco basket. So that leaves us with only one option that is not contested, and that is Emiliano Buendia. And I believe Arsenal will try to get him signed up. If Norwich do not put in a lot of resistance, we shall get him, like, easily. But I don't think we're going to get him without a fight. That is actually what is making me very skeptical. If we have gone in with 14 million, Norwich should have been listening and like, okay, why don't you go back and bring back an improved bid? Probably something like that. But we go in with 14 million and then they just take it. Maybe they're in a financial, predicament. Maybe I could understand that. But they also know that they could actually sell this guy a little bit more highly, expensively at the end of the season. Unless they are so impatient. And they also know that their hopes for qualifying for the Premier League out of the Championship is tied onto Emiliano Buendia. So it's really tricky. It's really tricky. I don't know what to believe. I want to believe that Arsenal is very close to this deal. Yeah, I want to believe that Arsenal is very close to this deal. I want to say we're about to get Emi Buendia, but I'm very skeptical. It's very skeptical, but he would be a very good addition. Yeah, he has he has double figures this season. 6 goals, 6 assists. Those are 12. Yeah, it's already double figures. I think he's a wonderful player. He is a wonderful player. Arsenal should get him. But the story is coming to our surprise. Yeah, for Christ's sake, it is only the 3rd of January. And if we can do business very fast in January, it's going to be a changed Arsenal. It's going to be a very different chapter, in the life of Arsenal and Arsenal fans. Just imagine Arsenal doing business as early as possible. It's something that rarely happens. But with Kolasinac gone, that means we can bring in a player, at least one player, and that could be Emiliano Buendia. So I don't want to disregard the story, and I do not want to accept it so fast. Because the manager, I know, which says, there isn't anything like Arsenal is taking our player. He's staying. So 12 hours later, personal terms agreed. What is actually going on? Let us wait. Let me wait for Charles Watts and David Ornstein and Fabrizio Romano to see whether I can actually break that story. However, Dortmund have also said that they do not have an offer on table for Julian Brandt. So all the reports that have been coming out that the player is very close to Arsenal, blah 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 blah, Arsenal what, they're not true. They're saying they do not have an offer for Julian Brandt. Probably when they speak like that, I want to ask myself, do they want to sell? Because they have a couple of players that they can sell, but they don't want to sell their players in January. I think that is their club policy. So we have to try again later. So those are the 2 stories I wanted to update you guys with. 5 things we learned in Arsenal. West Brom is coming up shortly, so make sure you are tuned in. How do you get to know all the dropping the dropping videos? Smash a like on the video first and foremost. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. You see those, look at your screen below. Yeah, in the bottom corner, exactly there is that blue like button. Check for it below the video. There's that red subscribe button. Check for it below the video. And the notification bell, also check for it below the video.